Are you ready for the next crazy financial situation in your family? Are you ready for a big medical expense, a big car expense, a big house expense? Are you ready financially to make those payments and not stress about it? Hi, everyone. My name is Matt with Highline Financial Coaching, and I'm excited to talk to you today about one of the main reasons we created this company, and that was to help people with the next big financial stress that they have in their lives. So whether it's losing a job, a big medical expense, or something with your house, there are so many things that can challenge you financially. And if you're in a good position to handle those, the stress level is so much less. Now, I'm not taking away from the stress of these things happening. I'm taking away the stress of finances when these things happen so that you can focus on what's most important. So medical bills, car repairs, houses we've seen recently with fires over all throughout the country, or hurricanes, or things that happen overnight. You may have a financial situation that you didn't think you were going to have to deal with. What are you going to do if you need to go to a hotel for a while and have your house fixed? What are you going to do in those situations? So medical bills in particular are something. Just recently, we were up at Primary Children's Hospital up here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we were up there for a procedure for one of my kids, and there were so many families in there, and you could tell that they didn't know what was going to happen. There were some incredibly difficult things to see up there with certain families and kids that were struggling, and those expenses are crazy. I have a friend who recently had a lot of medical things hit them, and the bill was over $500,000. Luckily, they had their insurance in place, but still, the out-of-pocket costs can be something that can really hurt someone and hurt a family. And that's where we want to do everything we can to be in that position, to be financially sound and ready to go. Now, it doesn't matter how much money you make to be able to get into a good financial position. You don't have to make a lot of money to build credit and have a good credit score. But understanding these things can make or break you. Understanding your insurance options, whether it's health insurance, your homeowner's insurance, car, liability, whatever that is, understanding those options and being able to be in the right position with those can save you when something bad happens or something unexpected. It's also essential that you have a plan in place to handle these financial emergencies if it arises. This may mean a backup or a rainy day fund. Now, there's multiple ways to have a rainy day fund. You can have a savings account. You can actually have a credit card as a savings account if you need it. Also, there's lines of credit, multiple lines of credit at the bank, or a home equity line of credit, or you can have investments that can be that rainy day fund. But you definitely want some sort of rainy day fund to help you through that position. So also, if you work for someone, what are you going to do if you lose your job? Do you have enough money to be able to cover that? In a previous video, we talked about leaving your 9-to-5 job and creating your own company. I love helping people get into that position because that enables you to do what you want to do. But if you want to stay at your job, you want to have a rainy day fund, because I remember during COVID, most companies cut pay during COVID. One, they didn't know what to do. And these companies, a lot of them didn't have a rainy day fund to cover any unexpected expenses. So they can do that without asking your permission. And all of a sudden, there was a company that I was at, and they dropped pay by 30% during COVID, just for the heck of it. They had funds available and they still cut it just to make sure they could drag those funds out for a while. So again, in any type of situation like this, you don't have control if you work for somebody. So you want to make sure that you have a rainy day fund and ways to cover those expenses. So the moral of this story is being prepared for financial emergencies can make all the difference. And it is extremely easy to get prepared. So I know there may be a lot of people going, well, how do I do that? I don't have any extra money. Well, there are multiple steps that you can take. Start living on a budget. Start cutting back on certain expenses and throwing all that extra money into a savings account. Start paying down some of the smaller debts that you have right away so that you can increase your credit score, you can increase your cash flow, and be able to handle some of these situations. There's been so many things over the last couple of years with inflation, gas prices, grocery prices. All of our living expenses have shot through the roof. But the people that were financially prepared were able to handle those because they didn't get those type of raises at work. We saw, I was joking with my wife yesterday. We went to Costco and actually filled our cart for under $400. I think it was because we had to put dog food in there, and that took up most of the cart. But we used to be able to fill that cart for $200, and now it usually takes about $500 for the same amount of groceries. So we've seen that huge increase. So by taking some of the steps to get into a better position, you will be better off. I had to finally step back, look at my finances, and accept that I needed some more help. And that's when I got a coach. I found somebody to help me out, and it was one of the best financial investments I ever made. So if you're at that level, let us know, contact us. We'll do a complimentary financial analysis and see if and what program works best for you to get into a better position. So my name is Matt with Highline Financial Coaching. I hope you have a great day.